So you said you were a youth minister. Did you continue that when you came down here to Houston?
No. I was in the youth ministry for 4 years. And then when I came to Houston, I didn't have a job, right? So I was looking for
totally new city and everything, starting from scratch again. Yeah,
that's right. It was just love brought me down here, and it was going to work itself out. So I got a job teaching at Catholic grade school, St. Michael's in the Galleria, and I did that for 3 years, and then I went over to St. Cecilia in Memorial area. I did that for 4 years.
So it's always working with youth that you wanted to, that's what you're drawn to.
Yes, but I always thought I was going to work with like troubled youth, right? Of like economically disadvantaged, right? I didn't experience that in St. Michael's and St. Cecilia. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Yeah. So, it didn't feel like it was the true fit. I loved it. It was great. They loved me. It was a great situation. But now I feel like I have what I'm meant to do.
And now what are you doing now?
Now I work at a behavioral school for KDISD. It's a special education program. And junior high and high school combined. And I'm a PE health teacher. And it's great.
Behavioral school? Could you explain that to the people who don't really know?
So basically all the kids that are at our school have what's called emotional disturbance. And they come from real rough family lives. Okay.
So abused kids,
no fatherly figures.
So similar to your background.
Very similar to my background. Okay. And they, because of their family lives, they just get in trouble a lot at school. And those schools, their home campuses don't know what to do with them. So then they send them to
a special facility.
That's right.
Which is where you work right now.
That's right. And so I love working with these type of kids, because they see pictures of like me and my wife and our daughters. And they think like I've had this like, I've never suffered in my life. I've always had it so easy. And Mr. Lowen, you can't relate to me. You don't know what you're talking about.
You're from the suburbs, right? Yeah.
That's right. And then when I dropped the bomb about Jen and Chuck, their eyes, they are speechless. And then I feel like, I've earned their respect. Like, okay.
Yeah, you got the street cred.
Yeah.
That's what you have. Yeah.
That's it.
This is somebody that they can see that, hey, he's pulled himself out of the gutter.
Yep.
Got his life together. And so you're a walking, talking example of them. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, I've worked with some of the kids that you work with.
Yeah.
And I got to say, it's really challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those kids, they have no, there's something in their brain that doesn't stop them from, just lashing out or acting out.
Yeah.
And wow, God bless you for what you do, man.
Thank you. Verbal and physical aggression are like their two best friends.
Yeah.
And
when they're at that age, it's tougher to deal with because they're bigger.
Oh yeah. We got some big boys.
Yeah.
But I really haven't had any issues. I've had to restrain a few kids here and there the last 3 years, but it's I think it's I try to meet these kids where they're at. I think they know that I love them. I respect them. They know my story. I do PE. They love sports. So I think that helps a lot. The subject matter. And I talk to them about the Lord. I do. I tell them what God has done in my life, how he's got me out of this vicious cycle. And I try to give them hope that he can do the same thing for them if they just humble themselves and invite them into their hearts. And my assistant principal, she's awesome. She told me, she's like, Eddie, I know your theological background. She's like, I want you to evangelize these kids. She's like, they need Jesus, and no parent has ever given me any backlash. Right?
That's good.
Yeah.
Because that's what when you said you evangelizing these kids, I'm like, oh, maybe somebody's going to say something, but no.
Nope. The Holy Spirit's protected me.
A lot of these parents are probably, will try anything at this point.
I think that I just think that God's protected me, and no kid has ever really said, Eddie, Mr. Lowen, I don't want to hear about that. Don't talk to me about that. I don't get that.
Wow.
I got open hearts and open minds.
Wow.
And so that's why I feel like God put me there. That's my calling. It's a vocation. So I love these kids. St. John Bosco is my favorite saint.
Oh, yes.
And so, and I tell them about St. John Bosco. Like, ooh, what?